Hi, Chelsea. I'm going to go over the individual assignment. Hopefully you got my answers for number 1. I'm going to move right on to number 3. Nice job on the L50 first. The T code with adverse effects. The L code's always first. The T code is secondary. You do have quite a few extra codes here. So let's just break this down. The L50.9, when I'm not sure here, you have C7 9.9. That's basically, if you don't know the primary or secondary site, we're just going with neoplasm of the testes. What you do have, you have an activity code, so double check that your adverse effect code's good. Um, Again, just kind of watch your overcoding on that, but it looks like you have the sequencing correct. Number 5, yay, you have the B20 principal diagnosis. It's probably the main thing a lot of students were not getting. So with that, D70, we have D, you did a great job. Just, we probably need a procedure code for the insertion. Number 7, all the poisoning codes are listed first. One thing to remember, just make sure for the test that you put those decimal points in. So otherwise, this looks great. The R code, a few, that's a sign or symptom, but they do have acute respiratory failure, so we do need that J code. And then we're looking at, we do need to procedure codes for the ventilation and the insertion. You do have activity codes, which if they're relevant, that's fine. Number 9, great job with sequencing. I have a lot of students that are switching these around. You know, I always tell them, remember adverse effects. You're going to have what's wrong with the patient first, then the T code. Poisoning, you're going to have the T code first, and then whatever code you need for the adverse effects. So you are right on. Good job. Number 11 looks good. You don't need, I know they have the x-ray code, but what I tell students, stay away from non-invasive because usually the charge master at a hospital is going to pick it up and a coder does not have to code those. Number 13, this one here's a poisoning, so T codes need to come first. F code needs to come after the T codes. Not sure what this T code is, but you do not need it. H code you do not need either. That is the procedure code. You don't have to code. Let's go to 15. Looks good. You have the signs and symptoms code. Just double check your Y codes. It looks like you're doing a good job. I know you're coming off the injury section where we had so many of them, but overall you're doing a nice job. Let's go and look at chapter 21, number 1. We have a kidney transplant, rejection, excision of the kidney. Once again, just watch your Y codes where you really don't have to code those in this area. For this test, yes, you'll have to code them for the injury, some of the poisonings possibly. 2, looks like you did a nice job. 3, when you're dealing with mechanical loosening complications, are going to be T codes. And I've had students using these M codes and those are incorrect. So just double check what I have, long-term use of anticoagulants. There is quite a few procedure codes on this one, which a lot of students have been missing out on. Number 4, nice job. Procedure code. Number 5, we want the J code for, that's why they came in, that's their principal diagnosis, the respiratory insufficiency necessitated the admission. So that's why we want the J code first, J95.2. You do have in that range, not the exact code that following the non-thoracic surgery, and excision of the larynx, which looks like you might be off here. Should be S. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. And then our last one is T85, and then see again. Let me know if you need any assistance on some of these extra codes. Another thing you can do is I'm giving you the answers to all of these, read the explanations, do the ones that you didn't have to do. That will help you prepare for the exam too. But overall, you did a great job.